All right, guys, the Utah Jazz just finished playing the Toronto Raptors. This is the Hoops Nerd Utah Jazz postgame show. It was a nice showing from the Utah Jazz, at least in some parts of it, and it was a really interesting showing from the Toronto Raptors. Let's talk about the Raptors first, then we'll get to the Jazz. I was excited to see the Raptors tonight, to get a chance to see Kawhi Leonard and see how well he would mesh with Kyle Lowry and Valanciunas and all the depth on the Toronto Raptors roster. And basically, he answered a lot of questions tonight. The Raptors are legit. Kawhi Leonard looks like his old self. I don't know if he quite has the explosion that he had before, although I think sometimes maybe because people haven't watched Kawhi play for like a year and a half, Kawhi wasn't this super explosive player. He's athletic and moves incredibly well, but he's not like an explosive Russell Westbrook type athlete. Kawhi looked like how he did with San Antonio to me. He moved well. He got in passing lanes. Kawhi showed how smart he is and just how strong he is too. His defense was there tonight, and it showed, especially in the second quarter when the Jazz really struggled. Some of that was a lot of rookie mistakes and sloppiness and rustiness for the Jazz, but you've got to give Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors credit too. A lot of those turnovers are based off of Toronto playing really well and having a good defense. Toronto's going to be really good this year. Toronto is going to push for that 1 seed, and anyone who thinks that Boston is just going right to the Eastern Conference Finals or beyond with ease is wrong, because you've got to go through Toronto with Kawhi Leonard, who is an improvement at that position. Regardless of what you think about the past and everything, Kawhi Leonard is a top 5 player when he's playing. And Kyle Lowry looks like he's got an edge to him. He was really into this game. This was a preseason game that had a lot of times where it felt like a regular season game. These teams both wanted to win. Both teams have something to prove. Toronto wants to show that they are a legit candidate for number 1, and they really showed it. Their depth was great, and they'll get OG Anunoby back soon, or whenever it is. He was out tonight. I don't know exactly why he was out. It might have just been rest, but they have a lot of talent. Their bench is very, very good. Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard look like a legit combo. The Raptors are going to be good. All right, the Jazz. The Jazz started off this game again doing really what we saw against Perth, but against an NBA talent. First thing is Rudy Gobert is a dominant force, and he absolutely affects every aspect of the game on defense, and looks so far in the first 2 games in the preseason like a bigger offensive threat. Not just a roll man, but he's getting touches in the post and getting it in good spots and finishing. If there's one thing Rudy Gobert can learn, a lot of people want to have Rudy Gobert learn a hook shot and all these things. But really what Rudy Gobert needs to learn to do is just get to the right spots to get shots that he knows how to make. And he did that especially on one play early in the I can't remember if it was the second quarter, but he gets into this low post spot, gets the ball, and then just has a quick, easy turnaround. And part of that could just be Rudy Gobert's strength. If Rudy Gobert's strength is there where he can power into the paint and get positioning where he knows he can get an easy bucket, that's huge. He doesn't need a big-time skyhook hook shot or anything like that, or some turnaround jumper. If he can get positioning with strength and then finish close to the rim, that's all he needs, and it's lights out. That if Rudy Gobert is going to be doing this on the regular and use strength for inside positioning, it's a whole new ball game for him. He's never going to be the strongest player in the league, but he has looked really strong the last 2 games. Part of that is because he played Perth, but he was playing against Valanciunas tonight and Ibaka and was getting positioning. So that's a good sign for the Jazz. Grayson Allen, really rough outing tonight. Did not look great. Looked like a rookie. Lot of turnovers, lot of different mistakes. That was one of the compelling things we wanted to look at tonight. But you know who looked really good was Ricky Rubio. Holy smokes. Ricky Rubio, I don't have the plus minus right here right now, but I can tell you it was good because Ricky Rubio was hitting shots, passing the ball. He looks like he's in complete control of this offense, and that's a really good sign for the Jazz, because if Ricky Rubio is playing at this level and can start the season playing at this type of pace where he's hitting threes, inside shots, like he hit a couple threes, he had 3 or 4 nice inside mid-range shots, and got to the rim a couple times. He got to the rim once, didn't get the foul call, which he should have. Ricky Rubio looks fantastic. Donovan still looks like he has some kinks that he's got to get out. He looks a little rusty, but he had a nice floater, and he had some nice jump shots that he made. And his usual touch wasn't quite there yet. He missed a couple layups he normally does. I'm not worried about it. I think Donovan just needs a little bit. These preseason games are good for Donovan. We'll just say that. Jazz won the game, but really Toronto kind of didn't play their starters after the first half. So, not a lot of you can take out of this other than that two really good teams, two good defensive teams with high-level talent on both sides played really well. Exciting for Utah to be able to come in and get some nice play against Toronto. They do have to play an NBL team next, but Utah is looking like once they get the kinks out, tonight was just a ridiculous amount of turnovers as well. My goodness, in the second quarter, don't rewatch the second quarter, basically. Like, if you want nightmares, if you want to have some stomach issues, go watch that second quarter. But that was just not good basketball, and you can tell there's going to be a lot of tape watched by Quinn to show these players what to do better, because my goodness, it seemed like every other play was a turnover, whether it was a travel, a bad pass, miscommunication. It's preseason basketball, so it's good to get that out now. But if the Jazz want to be better, that's one thing they can learn from this game, is the turnovers were a bad thing in the second quarter. But overall, the Jazz look really good. They look like they're ready to go. I love how in shape all the players are. They look like they're just ready to play. Guys, like and subscribe this video. We're going to be doing this every game. Hoops Nerd channel, like and subscribe. I'm Hanson James on Twitter. You can follow me there. I will talk to you later.